Okay, so this video is going to look at The Last Starfighter. The Last Starfighter was out in 1984 and it stars Lance Guest as I think a late teenager. He gets turned down for college, so must be around this age. I'm uncertain about his age because Lance Guest looks about 6'3" and in his mid-20s. Visually, he's not very convincing as a teenager in the way Michael J. Fox and Ralph Macchio are in the Back to the Future and Karate Kid films respectively. Don't get me wrong, he's perfect in the role, just doesn't look young is all. Anyway, he lives in a trailer park where the only entertainment is an arcade game called Starfighter. He spends most of his time on it and eventually beats the high score. This leads him to be visited by Centauri, an alien in human makeup, who whisks him away in his star car to space, where Alex learns the game is really a test, and those who beat it qualify to be starfighters in a war taking place in space, a star war if you like. When he finds out it's all real, he decides he doesn't want to die in space and has Centauri take him back to Earth. While he's away, their enemies attack the base, wiping out all the starfighters, leaving Alex the last starfighter of the title. He's persuaded to go and fight, so it's up to him and his star navigator Grieg, a sort of tortoise man, and played by Dan O'Herlihy from the original RoboCop. To defeat an entire armada of the bad guys. Does all this in 90 minutes, which puts modern films' bloated running times to shame. To say this film is a classic from my childhood is an understatement. I saw it as a kid at a friend's house and fell in love with it. So much so, it was the first video I ever bought before I even had a player to watch it on. When some genius invented DVDs, I had to get my entire film collection on DVD. Last Starfighter might have been my first video, but it looked like it was going to be my last DVD, because I couldn't find it anywhere. If I was in a shop which sold DVDs, I would go straight to the L section and look for it, and I never found it. Then it had a rare showing on TV, so I wasn't about to miss my chance to record it, and here it is. I finally had a copy of it I could watch, but it was far from perfect. It was on in an afternoon, so edited, and was full of adverts, and this won't load on every DVD player. Still, I tried to make it as official as possible. I photocopied my old video sleeve to make a DVD sleeve. And to make it a picture disc, so it didn't look like what it was, a recordable DVD. I think it turned out okay. If you gave it a quick glance, you'd think it was official, right? I continued to search for a proper version, and as yet, I've still to walk in an English shop and see it on the shelves. It just doesn't exist. So eBay to the rescue. I finally found a Region 2 version from Germany. There were two versions. I opted for the cheaper one. I love it, but I am on a budget. This is it. It's great to have a Region 2 copy of it finally, but I couldn't help myself and got the more expensive one too. I'm glad I did, as I think the cover is better than the first one. I also love the score by Craig Safran, who also scored Remo Williams. And TV's Cheers. So I got it from eBay too. This was a nightmare to get. I've had things from China get to me quicker, and this was from the same country as me. They re-released the score this year with extra cues put back in, and I'm such a fan I got that too. Okay, so that was a look at one of my favourite films of all time, The Last Starfighter. Hope to see you on another Look At video sometime.